Hello my pretties, the witch is back. It's the winter solstice and it's actually been kind of a weird one for us. Marilyn is not here today. She is at the animal hospital recovering from a surgery. She is okay. I will give you the details in a future video. She's fine. It's still a little weird and sad that she's not here spending the solstice with us. So to make us feel better today, we're gonna do some classic, cozy, solstice, Yule crafts, and spellcrafts. The main goals here are to set intentions for the new year, to release things from the past year, and to set an ambiance in a space that feels cozy and comfortable and smells like cinnamon. For this first one, I'm actually doing something I have not tried before, which is these cinnamon dough ornaments, mixing a 1/4 cup of cinnamon, a few tablespoons, I think I used 3 maybe, of unsweetened applesauce, and then I eyeballed a teaspoon-ish of white glue. I mixed it together and then kneaded it until it became a pliable dough consistency, sprinkling some extra cinnamon onto my rolling surface. I rolled it out and I used shot glasses to make little circles, but you can of course use cookie cutters or you can hand cut out whatever you want. The blog post that I got this from, that I quartered this recipe for so that I did not have 1,000 cinnamon dough ornaments to make, pressed cedar into them with a rolling pin, and it came out with this really cute little impression of the plant on it. Mine turned out slightly less cute, but I did carve some little pentacles into them and baked them in my oven at 200 degrees for 3 hours. My house smelled lovely while I was baking them. The ornaments still smell great. Cinnamon is great for protection, love, luck, prosperity, and all of those things are things that I want going into the new year. Setting those ornaments aside, I started to make some pomanders. According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, pomanders were mixtures of fragrant dried herbs in cloth bags or perforated boxes, used by medieval herbalists to ward off illness or bring strength or good fortune. It has adapted over time and is no longer using ambergris. Instead, you take citrus, usually oranges, although I think you can do this with other citrus, but traditionally oranges, pressing cloves into the skin of the orange, and then you can also dust it with cinnamon. For my witchy winter solstice intention setting reasons, the clove is great for love and money and protection, and the orange, which represents the sun, because we are honoring that the sun will return, that this is, the dark day. Orange is also good for love, luck, and money. All things, again, that I would love to bring into the new year, into the light of the future. You can be as elaborate as you want with your clove placement. I just did some things that I thought would be kind of easier on my hands while I'm setting up this little love, luck, and protection and wealth and abundance altar around my Yule log here. I'm also going to make a solstice money bowl. This is sort of a combination of those solstice altars in a dish and a classic money bowl spell. Starting off, you can use salt. So I actually decided to go with eggshell powder so that I can return it to the earth safely. I'm pouring my eggshell powder into this little empty honey jar that I had, and I'm starting by adding a dried orange slice. Again, orange is good for money, for drawing in abundance. It's also a representation of the sun, which is something that we want to honor and welcome back after the solstice. Next, I add some nutmeg, again for wealth, for abundance, and also some coffee. Coffee is great to add for protection and also to speed things along if you want something to come a little bit quicker to you. I'm also adding in some rosemary for protection and cedar for protection and money. My orange peel had a perfect amount of space in the center so that I could add my candle right into the middle of it. And because this is a money bowl, I'm also going to add some coins, whatever I have on hand. Now I have a candle spell money bowl that also acts as a winter solstice altar to both welcome the return of light and also to encourage abundance and growth and wealth. All things most of us could use a little bit more of. And finally, since this year has been a little bit of a rough one and the past month especially. I feel like a lot of things have caught up to me anyways. There are a lot of things that I don't want to bring with me into the new year, into the light after the solstice. So I decided to also do a pine cone release spell, which is very easy to do. All you need is a pine cone, a pen, a couple of little pieces of paper, and optionally you can add some herbs in if you feel so inclined, but you don't have to. All I am doing here is thinking about all of the things that I don't want to take with me, all of the things that I would just like to let go of, all of the things that I feel like are weighing me down, and I am writing them on my little notes here. I feel like it benefits me to be a little bit more specific. Instead of just writing, I want to let go of anxiety. I like to focus on things that I do feel like I could have a little bit of control over. A lot of witchcraft, a lot of magic is riding on your belief in yourself and in the universe. And for me, sometimes it is hard to work a spell and say, I want to get rid of anxiety, which is not really fully an option. And then when it does not happen, there's a disappointment, there's like a letdown. It feels like you didn't pull it off, but that's not your fault. And that doesn't mean it was like a failed spell. And I can't be too hard on myself for that not manifesting exactly how I wanted it to. Sometimes having realistic goals that are attainable can help you on a stepping stone to get to the less realistic place up here that is totally realistic as long as we work for it, if that makes sense. If it's something about work, you can say, I'm going to try to be less anxious about work when I am not at work. And that is something that you can strive for. That is something you can try to work on with yourself and with your magic and release. Once I have my pine cone full of the things that I want to let go of, I'm also going to add some sprigs of cedar for protection. If you are going to be doing a Yule log on a fire, either in your home or in a fire pit, you can throw this onto the Yule log. I am just going to put mine into this fire-safe cauldron and burn it. While it's burning, you can visualize the energy of those things leaving your body. You can say out loud, I let these things go. These things will no longer affect me. Whatever it is that feels most comfortable and feels most effective to you. Everyone's method, everyone's going to be different. I personally do a little bit of both. I will say that I'm releasing things, I will say that I'm letting things go, and I also try to visualize or physically feel like it is leaving my body, it is leaving my aura, and you should feel a little bit lighter when the spell is over. Just take a few deep breaths. It's going to be okay. Let it all go. Let it all burn in the fire. Once your pine cone is burnt, you can throw away the ashes because you don't need them anymore. Those are all of the crafts and spell crafts that I did today. I also made another puff pastry Yule log for my family who came over. It's nice to spend time with people that you care about and cook food together. That's the video. Happy solstice. I hope you have or had a wonderful Yule, and I will see you in the next one.